Guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over states that are moving towards the GOP and states that are moving towards the Democratic Party. So if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like down below, click that bell to receive notifications when I post daily, and like this video. So let's get into the video. So I'm going to leave states that are not moving in any direction as pure toss-ups. These are basically states that could be either Democratic or Republican states, but they're not really moving into any specific direction. Yeah. So these are probably going to be a lot of these Midwestern states. Nebraska's 2nd district is moving towards the Democratic Party. In 2008, Obama did carry Nebraska's 2nd district by 1.3%, but Bush, it was safe for George H.W. Bush. It was a 27 margin of victory. Nebraska's 2nd district for George H.W. Bush was 22% margin of victory. Very big one for him. 2008 shifted 23%. But then 2012, it was still a likely margin for Romney. 2016, (2.2 percentage points). But now Joe Biden flipped it. Again, 2008. Bye. Let me see, actually. 6.6 percentage points. So, it's already moving towards the Democratic Party. It's going to be a more Democratic district moving on. The rest of Nebraska not really moving in any direction. Kansas moving toward the Democratic Party. Oklahoma, basically pure toss-up. So let's go ahead and look at Kansas. It's a likely margin in 2020. It was a safe margin in 2016. In 2016, Donald Trump carried Kansas by 14.7% in 2020. But back in 2016, it was a 20% margin. So it shrunk down. I think it's going to move slowly towards the Democratic Party. Kansas is going to move closer to the Democratic Party moving forward. Just the margins have shrunk for the Republican Party, and now it's considered a likely state for the Republicans. The Deep South, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Most of these states are going to be left as pure toss-ups, except actually Mississippi is moving to the Democratic Party. Its margin shrunk for the Republican Party. Let's go ahead and look at that. Mississippi was a safe state in 2016. It was a margin characterized, the margin of victory for Donald Trump was 17.8%. 2020, it was 16.5%. So slowly moving towards the Democratic Party. The rest of the states, pure toss-up. Not moving in any direction. Indiana moving towards the GOP. Illinois moving towards the GOP. Iowa and Ohio moving towards the GOP. Illinois, not so much. It's a slow pace GOP growing, and the Democratic Party's margins are shrinking. It's expected the Rust Belt is going to shrink margin of victory. And Ohio was a victory for Obama. It was a swing state. Bush's time, Trump took it bigger. It's becoming a more and more conservative state. Ohio, Iowa, just in general, the Rust Belt, and then Minnesota, and this whole region. This whole region is moving towards the Republican Party type. Let's look at that right now. Back in, it was still Joe Biden carried these states, but it was a small margin. 2012, Michigan was a safe margin. It was big. It was 16 percentage points. That is undescribable today. You look back, Obama's time, Bush's time, they were likely safe margins. And then when Trump won in 2016, these states, it was just a complete surprise. So that definitely, these states are going by 2030 where they're not swing states. They are Democratic states. So the rest all in general shifting. New York, pure toss-up, not really, it's shifted one way or another, but it's really not going to be shifting too much in either direction. Illinois is going very slowly. So it's not really, something. Texas, 41 electoral, it's definitely moving towards Dems. Let's go back and look at that. It's definitely drifting away from the GOP. And Bush, and he was from the state. That doesn't really speak of why he carried it by 23 percentage points, and why 4 years later, John McCain only carried the state by 12 percentage points. It just doesn't give us a pure explanation. It was 5.6 percentage points. McCain 11.8. Romney solidified that by 4%. Trump 9. 2020 5.6. So Texas is moving away. And then I'm going to characterize all of these states as moving towards Democrats, and Hawaii. Basically, pure toss-up. But all these states are moving towards Democrats. Because if you look, if you really look at how in 2016, Utah was an 18 percentage point plus for Donald Trump. So that was a big margin. But that's still not a solidified margin. That doesn't explain why in 2020, was 20.5% because of third-party candidate back in 2016. It doesn't explain why in 2012, Romney won the state of Utah by 48%. And it doesn't explain, he was from the state, but McCain wasn't from Utah. He carried it by 28%. Bush wasn't from Utah. He carried it by 40.5%. Dole wasn't from Utah. He carried it by more than 20%. So, no, it's not just because Romney is from Utah. That doesn't determine how Utah votes. California, it was 9.9% back in 2004. Let's go ahead and look at that right now. In 2004, it was 9.9%, likely margin. 2004, here, let's go back to 2004. 9.9% likely margin. 2008, solidified. 2004, look at this. It was a huge margin. California shifted. We all know. Alaska is shrunk. It's 10%. Back in Obama's time, it was 20% for Sarah Palin, the VP, John McCain. Even before, Bush had carried it by 20 percentage points. Arizona's blue. Georgia, moving to the Democratic Party. Florida, moving to the Republican Party. All of these states moving to the Democratic Party. South Carolina's margin has went from safe to likely. North Carolina went from a 4% margin of victory in 2016 to now is under 2 percentage points. In New Hampshire, slowly moving to the Republican Party. Montana has shifted. It was a leans margin for John McCain. In 2020, it was 16.4% for Donald Trump. In 2016, Montana was a 20.5% for Donald Trump. So it shrunk down. It is slowly moving towards the Democratic Party. Montana slowly moving in that region. This whole Northwest, I'm sure in the future it's going to become easier for the Republican Party to pick up, and Maine is basically pure toss-up. So 195 for the GOP, 228 for Dems, and 115 who are pure toss-up. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like down below, click that notification bell to receive notifications daily, and we'll see you guys next video. Peace out.